Hi everybody, happy Sunday, or at least this is when I'm filming this. I'm just doing a bunch of Sunday stuff today, and so I thought I'd have you come along with me. We're gonna start off, I'm gonna make me and Frank some pancakes for breakfast, and you know what, today I felt like some chocolate chip pancakes. I think it'll be a nice little treat. And I'm gonna make a meatloaf ahead of time, some mashed potatoes. We're gonna do a little organizing and cleaning, vacuuming, dusting, all that fun stuff. So come along, maybe it'll inspire you. Frank doesn't actually like chocolate chip pancakes. They're a little too sweet, and I totally get that. But every once in a while, it's a nice treat for me. Now just do a little bit of dusting and vacuuming. I'm not going to show you a whole lot. I'm actually typically not a cleaning channel, as you know, but it's part of my day today. So I just in here in the dining room, going to be dusting and vacuuming, actually the whole house, and just to get things a little bit, cleaned up. Thanksgiving, I'm having 12 people, so I will definitely be doing a really good clean before that day comes. Also, let me know if you're like me, where some weeks you do like a quick cleaning and other weeks, obviously, you do a more thorough cleaning. Today was just kind of like a quick, good clean, but not thorough. Also, with the two of us, my house is very easy to keep up. And, it's different when you have kids. I totally understand. But I am past that stage, and it's just the two of us, so cleaning is pretty quick and easy. The sun was shining in the dining room. I love it first thing in the morning. It feels so good. Being retired is nice with the holidays. I am less stressed and I can get things done so much earlier. It really is nice, especially if you're hosting. So you guys have seen some of this stuff if you follow me regularly. I'm just kind of stacking some of the things for Thanksgiving up top here and just getting it off the table. It's funny because once in a while with these stools, I have to tip them over, and you wouldn't believe the crumbs that come off the top. They're kind of like a rattan, and it's just the two of us, but it's so gross, like all the crumbs that actually go on the floor. So you're seeing me here tip the stools over before I vacuum. I wish I liked the longer attachment for floors with this vacuum. Because it's obviously a little bit taller and I wouldn't have to bend over, but for some reason I feel like it doesn't get all the crumbs and the nooks and crannies and things like that. So I do end up using a smaller attachment when I do the floors. And sometimes I'll use the regular one that I use on the rugs and put it on the floor setting. But when I want to really do the floors good, I'll use a smaller attachment. It's really not the right one and you have to bend down a little lower, but it is what it is. I had to wash my bedroom quilt, so I'm just kind of checking on that. I just kind of dry it a little at a time. I don't like it to be, too high of a heat, so I'm just checking on that. And next I'm going to be in the dining room. I was vacuuming and looked inside this little coat closet we have, and it was kind of needed some cleaning, let's put it that way. We just keep our hats, coats, mittens. I have a Swifter in there, an ironing board, and it's funny, sometimes you look at things, you're like, oh, apparently I haven't vacuumed in there for quite a while. It was pretty dusty. I'm realizing that a couple of these lightweight coats need to go downstairs. So I'm just going to take those out and bring them downstairs and put them in my cedar closet. All right, guys, so you've seen this downstairs before if you're following me. This is all my organization, of course, and it's looking pretty, a little bit on the messy side. I got Jack's little pack and play. I've got both my fall buckets are out, but that's because I'm going to be doing a tablescape. Well, I'm not really sure what I'm doing because I think I'm going to have a buffet, but anyway, everything's just kind of like messed up here. I got some of my Hobby Lobby finds there. Got some Christmas stuff, so it is kind of a mess, but that's okay. After the holidays, we'll get it straightened out, but for now, I just had to put back my griddle. So I'm going through my recipes, and excuse my outfit today, but it's just kind of cozy, casual, cleaning, you know, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Anyway, I'm looking for my meatloaf recipe because talk about comfort food, right? I think, though, you either like, oh, here it is. I think you either like meatloaf or you don't. But this recipe, so if you're old school like me, you got the recipe book, the articles that are, you know, cut out from years ago. Some are handwritten. This meatloaf, you'll never guess what's in it. So years ago, I can't remember. I'll have to ask my friend. We got free magazines in the mail, not for very long. And they gave you a bunch of recipes, and it's so simple. I can't think of the name. But anyway, this is called Favorite Meatloaf, and me and my friends still make this. But here's the weird thing. You'll never guess what's in it, and I'll take you along with me. Stovetop stuffing mix for chicken. I know it sounds so weird. I don't really know what the purpose is, but it's a really good meatloaf. You're browning onions in salad dressing, and then you know, adding in, of course, it's egg white, so it must have been a little more on the healthier side. I'm just going to add eggs today. And I forgot to buy shredded cheddar for the top, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. But anyway, stovetop stuffing for chicken. Is that weird or what? I'm telling you, though, the recipe, really good. So we'll make that coming up, okay? Got to put all these back. So the recipe starts off, it will be linked, of course. You're sauteing some onions in salad dressing until they get soft. And I'm kind of mashing up this ground beef that I had. I didn't have the meatloaf mixture. I had some nice grass-fed ground beef in the freezer, so we're using that. But I'm mashing it up a little bit because I took it out last night, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't still frozen, and it was not. I have used a recipe also that used diced tomatoes once. That wasn't bad. So this does seem like a weird combo, but it actually is really good. A lot of flavor, and but give it a try if you you know, if you like meatloaf. It really is a good recipe. And like I said, me and my friend have been making the same meatloaf for years. Little shout out to my friend Debbie, who's been making this meatloaf like me for years. I know you're watching. Everything's in, putting in the onions now, and I'm going to mix it up. I actually end up getting a spatula for some reason. I had a wooden spoon, but for some reason the spatula just kind of mashes everything in together. But anyway, we'll mix that up and form it, and I'm actually making it ahead of time, so we'll just stick it in the fridge for a little bit. I will, of course, cover with foil, and I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'm also going to cut up a few potatoes and cover them with water, put them in the fridge in case I do some errands or whatever. You know, it's less I have to do later on. I think I'm making way too much, but it's another meal during the week that I don't have to make. All right, here is my Lazy Susan. I think I'm going to tackle this today. So for years and years, I know people have their spices in the drawers, but for some weird reason, back in the day, many years ago, I just always put my spices in here. You know, I know where everything is, believe it or not, and I keep things in certain sections. This is more the herbs, salt and pepper. Baking stuff is kind of in the middle and sort of at the end. Got a random thing of Jell-O in there, must have been for something. Down here, my collagen is near my coffee pot, which is right above us, as you know, if you watch me all the time. And, you know, my vinegars, some olive oil. I keep the bigger container in my hallway, but this is just a little bit, probably a little bit dirty underneath, and I haven't really cleaned it for a while, although not looking too bad, except the syrup gets kind of... So anyway, I think I'm going to empty this out and clean this up a little bit. And that's my organization in the Lazy Susan. It's funny, as I'm filming this, I'm thinking, how did all this originate where I didn't put all this stuff in my cabinet? But I think it was, and I have a lot of cabinets, but I think there's so much under here, I just don't have a lot of space. I can switch out my baking cabinet, but it's still, I don't know. And you know what the thing is, everybody? I've had it like this for so long that I'm used to it. I know where everything is. And you know what? If it works for you, it doesn't really matter where you put it as long as you're comfortable with it and you know where everything is, right? Also, I'm loving the colic in the back of my head showing. I am so due for a haircut in color. Ladies, you know how it feels when you're due. Excuse Sophie, she's wanting to go out. But actually, make sure you do this once in a while, guys, because these were all like expired. And I mean, obviously I hadn't used them anyway. They were kind of way in the back, but always good to double check your stuff. All right, guys, now I know it's all clean. So here's our backyard, everybody. Frank gets it all ready for the colder weather that's coming, and it looks pretty sad. It's usually a very pretty backyard, thanks to my husband. We've got to cover the gazebo. Obviously, the pool's been covered, but I know, it's sad. Look at it. I know. Time for my hot chocolate break. I think I got a little bit of whipped cream left. All right, everybody, I'm going to end the video here. Here's my meatloaf. I've got some green beans with some seasonings, of course, and some slivered almonds and butter, some mashed potatoes. So I think it's going to be a good supper. I hope I inspired you to maybe get some things off your checklist, and hope to see you soon. See you later.